Okay, so these three Rugrats are like, yo, Mirabelle, tell us about the Madrigals, yeah? And she's like, guys, you've met my fam like 4 times already. They're the pillars that keep this entire village afloat. Do you honestly need me to go through each and every one of them in an easily digestible casual conversation? Yeah, I guess not. So, Mirabelle explains that her whole familia got sick-ass superpowers while she was gifted with the novelty of being the first Disney female lead with glasses. And then this clown comes up and is like, hey Mirabelle, here's a gift because you never got one. Thanks, because everyone else in your family is special. Okay, yeah, just, because you, in fact, are not special. Yeah, I heard you the first time. Did I mention you're worthless? Okay, now you're just doing that shit on purpose. So, incidentally, today's the day that Mirabelle's baby cousin is officially indoctrinated into the family business of receiving the power of the gods, dedicating their life to the congregation, and spreading the good name of the family. Now, I'm not saying it's a cult or nothing. Like, as a brown dude, these coming of age things are just par for the course, alright? But given how this ceremony could only be exclusively done by those with Madrigal blood, it's like, I just can't help but be getting that vibe, you know? So, they take a family photo and what in fuck's sake is this? Like, no one had the awareness to realize that Mirabelle isn't lined up with them and be like, wait up, y'all, Mirabelle's not in the frame. Let's hold off on the cameras until she's in the picture. You bitches really cut her out in front of the whole damn village? You know, I'd be more mad if it wasn't obvious later on that critical thinking skills are not this family's forte. So, the house starts a-shambling and Mirabelle decides to ask her big sis Louisa what's going on. And she's like, my life sucks. What do you mean? Look at me, I'm tall, I'm jacked as shit, and I sound like fucking Dio-sama. No guy's ever gonna wanna be with a girl with more guns than they have in their own sock drawer. Whoa, sis, I think you're looking at this the wrong way. Yeah? How? Thick chicks are hot this season, girl! Do you know how many dudes out there would be begging to get crushed by those thighs? Plus you got fucking superpowers, man! Don't let your self-worth be dictated by some arbitrary beauty standards. So, Louisa perks up and tells her sis to go on Ancestry.com to find their missing uncle. And yes, I am going to talk about Bruno. Now, I wasn't a huge fan of the song at first. It took me a couple listens before I realized it was actually a bop. But then I found out it became more popular than fucking Let It Go. And that just blew my mind, dude. Like, this is not an easy song to follow, man. There's too many singers, too many melodies, the lyrics are plotty and difficult as fuck to translate outside of English, and the layers, dude, my god. See, Let It Go had that white bread universal appeal that We Don't Talk About Bruno does not have at all. And yet it still managed to come out on top. That's not a complaint, by the way, Frozen can suck it. So, they sing the song and Mirabelle's like, hey, so let me get this straight. He just told you bad shit would happen. Yep. But you've never actually seen him do any of it, yeah? That's right. And yet you still think he's responsible for these omens even though he has no direct control over the circumstances to these events of which he prophesied? Correct. Why do you ask? Well, you see, there's this little thing called shooting the messenger. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but of course we have. Abuela did that to the Amazon guy last week. No, it's... Wait, she did what now? Anyway, Mirabelle decides to check out Bruno's old crib, and she finds out that she's actually the little girl in that one burning house meme. She tries to check out, but cousin Dolores, who can hear your orgasms a mile away, is like, I'm telling. Speaking of which, this chick is the best kind of waifu bait. Like, I knew people were gonna wife her up because of her whole quiet and mousy aesthetic, but consider this. Dolores has the hots for her cousin's man, so she makes some innocuous comment about him wanting 5 kids, even though that's obviously bullshit and she just wanted to watch her cousin squirm. Then there's the fact that she knew about Bruno's spoilers and kept quiet about it for years, but she doesn't last an hour before crying like a canary about Mirabelle's secret at the same time her husbando is proposing to her cousin?
Coincidence? I think not!
What I'm saying is that Dolores is a sneaky ass bitch, and that just makes me love her even more. Anyway, dinner's ruined and Mirabelle runs into her ejected Uncle Bruno, who started a career in filming rat pornos. Hey, you know someone out there is jacking off to it. And she's like, dude, I thought you were chanclad to death. Oh, is that what they said? Man, you make one offhand comment about how we're not constituents of the Fourth Reich and suddenly you're a blasphemer. Wait, you're telling me we aren't inherently better than other people? Not particularly, no. I don't know, man. I mean, sure, I'm completely fucking worthless, and we don't always understand correlation versus causation, but we're still pretty much demigods. You really believe that? Yes, in fact, I'ma prove it to you. I'll go give my demon sister Isabella a hug right now, and if she doesn't burn the skin off my flesh, then that means she's actually a human being. So she finds her sis, definitely doesn't tell her that she's a whore, and they resolve a 15-year-long complicated sibling rivalry in under 3 minutes. Anyway, Abuela is all pissed that Mirabelle is still breathing after that, and the latter is like, "Why didn't you tell us you were running a cult?" And she's like, whoa, I am not running a cult here. I just force our family to worship a candle and use my charisma to make the local community depend on us for every facet of their lives. That's exactly what a cult is! No, you see, it's called philanthropy. I changed the name, so that makes it better. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't? No. Well, shit. So, the house comes down and Mirabelle runs away for doing absolutely nothing wrong. Abuela finds her at the lake and is like, "Damn, dude, I thought I was just being charitable and giving back to the community, you know, like a Latin cultural thing. I never realized I was crossing that line into vaguely religious cult status. Sorry, bruh, that was my bad, and I hope you can forgive me." "Yeah, okay." "Really? Just like that?" "Yeah, why not?" "Well, that website with the bird said I'm unforgivable, so..." "Fuck that! Do you know how many abuelas would sooner off themselves before ever admitting they did anything wrong? And now it turns out that the one abuela I do have is actually owning up to her mistakes and is offering me a genuine apology? I'd be fucking moronic to turn down that opportunity." So they make up, exonerate Bruno, build up the house, get their powers back, and Dolores becomes the heiress to Mariano's grocery store franchise. And the rest of the fam are like, "Hey, Mirabelle, to make up for our inferiority complexes, we made this amateur door for you." And she's like, "No thanks, I don't need that shit. Turns out I had a gift all along." "Really? What's that?" "Musical numbers, baby! Turns out I can actually will the universe into fabricating music out of thin air and enslave its inhabitants into performing songs and choreography completely at my mercy. And we never even noticed." "That's, great." "Hey, Mirabelle, I'm sorry you got offended when I told the truth about you not being special. Forgive me?"
Like fire, hellfire, this fire in my skin.
You know what? Fuck the super long outro. Thanks for watching this video, yo. Please subscribe to my channel.